I don't know if I should keep my expectations high or not. Oh my god. The packaging looks so luxurious from far away. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Mel Roselyn. I'm going to leave all my social media down here, and I'm going to leave my previous video here in the cards. So I'm going to get started with the video. As you read from the title, today I'm going to be doing a Shein makeup tutorial. I've never tried Shein products before, so I'm really excited to show you everything I got. I don't know if I should keep my expectations high or not. I'm honestly quite nervous how it's going to turn out. Like, for example, this foundation looks really pink, but then under here it looks kind of white. Right now my skin only has moisturizer and I have lip balm on, so I'm going to move on to foundation. Right now I'm going to be using the Faux Cellular Skin Evolution Liquid Foundation in shade Warm Beige number 7. Now I'm going to apply it directly to my face. Pushing my hair back. It kind of seems a little pink for my skin tone. Using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to blend it. It covered my redness pretty nicely on this side. For those of you who don't know, I mainly have dry skin, so hopefully this foundation doesn't cling onto my dry patches. So that's how it looks on my skin right now. I think it has a pretty good fair amount of coverage. I think I'm going to go in with a second little coverage just to make sure I get all my problem areas covered. I'm going to apply it directly to the sponge and to the center of my face. First of all, my first impression of this product is I quite like it. I don't know if it's a little too dark for me or a little too pink for my skin tone. I'm going to be trying this concealer out. I feel like it's super light for my skin tone, but this was 03 Light from Faux Cellular Concealer. They only had a couple selections on the website, so this might be a little too light for me, but let's just see how it covers my darkness underneath my eyes. So I'm going to add just very little to start off with. And I think I'm only going to use it underneath my eyes because, like I said, it's like quite light for my skin. So I'm going to be blending it out. Oh my god, this looks crazy on camera. It does not look that light in person, believe me. That's pretty much how the concealer looks on my skin. I do think it blended out really pretty with the foundation. I'm going to move on to powdering my face just a tad bit. I'm going to be using the Faux Cellular Face Powder in number 3 Loose Powder. It comes with this thingy that I'm going to be trying out. So like, these products honestly confuse me so much because, like, if you see it here inside the packaging, it looks super pink, but once you apply it, it's like super pale. I'm trying to be blending it out just to kind of set the foundation because it is more of a dewy consistency other than matte. More like a satiny finish. I'm going to be blending it out all over my face, not adding too much. So that's pretty much how the powder, the foundation, and the concealer look on my skin. I'm actually quite impressed. I really thought that I was going to get all the shades wrong, but they don't seem to be really out of my skin tone. As you can see, it kind of looks more like a match, so I'm quite excited about that. This is the Shein Color Sculpting Stick. It comes with a highlighter on one end, which is quite white for my skin tone, and it comes with a bronzing side And unfortunately, it doesn't say the name on here. I'm not sure how this is going to react with the light powdering I just did to my face. I completely forgot about it. But I'm just going to go for it. This is the shade. For blending out the contour, I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush. I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but in person it's blending out super nicely despite the fact that I did powder my face before applying it. I'm really enjoying how it's nicely melting into my skin and into all the products that I already applied on my face. Like, look how it just melts. I'm going to be giving you a quick tip. Always blend your contour from your forehead upwards. Don't blend it downwards, because or else you're not blending it towards your hairline I mean. I always used to do this mistake back when I started YouTube. I didn't really focus like blending it into my hairline. I kind of just blended it and just like went like that. But now that I see myself on camera most of the time, I'm like, oh my god. Softly blending. I'm going to be moving on to my foundation and definitely pressing it in to moisten it a little bit more to further blend it into my skin. Like that, like if I'm turning like that, slightly looking at an angle, I can definitely see the contour. But once I'm looking at you from this view, you can kind of see that it blends into my skin tone. And I'm not sure how well you can see it from here. Maybe you look at it and it looks really harsh. But in person, it actually looks really smooth. And it did blend quite nicely. The foundation is not clinging to my dry patches nor the powder. I actually like the concealer because it didn't crease at all. It didn't sink into my fine line underneath my eyes. So far I'm really enjoying all the products. So moving on to blush. This blush is quite of a high packaging. It's magnetic, so this is the shade. It's really pretty. It's in Beauty Blush Palette number 2 Coral Shein. So I'm going to be applying it with this angled brush to the apples of my cheeks. That's a lot of product. That's a lot of product. Oh my god. I'm not sure if it looks like this because the brush is white or it's actually going to tint my skin really pink. Oh my god. Nowadays, my makeup style has definitely changed. I like adding a little bit more blush than I used to. I just feel like it gives me more like a youthful, not youthful, but like kind of more like a cute makeup style. And obviously, like if your foundation doesn't match or your eyes are really bright, it kind of just helps melt all the products together. So that's how it's looking so far. I apologize if you hear a fan. That's pretty much my laptop that's on this side. I'm going to be moving on to this really cute palette from Makeup Studio in number 2. It's called 16 Colored Eyeshadow Makeup from KQTQK. Beautiful makeup. I'm not sure, but everything is going to be linked down in the description box below. And the shades are really pretty. They're really pretty. There's more like cranberry shades than anything, and then this super random teal shade right here, but I quite like it. I'm going to see what I can do with this palette and show you on camera. So I'm going to be adding the same concealer I used for under my eyes to kind of reduce the redness on my eyes. I don't know why I decided to apply before finishing my sentence, but I'm going to be applying it to my eyelids and blending it out to reduce and maybe, I guess, try to get more coverage out of those eyeshadows. Prepping my lids right now with the same concealer I used underneath my eyes. Sadly, this palette does not have a mirror, so just think about that when you're buying it. I'm going to be taking my Morphe brushes from the holiday collection 2019, I believe, and I'm going to be taking this shade up here. I don't know the name, it doesn't have names or anything. I'm going to be using this to set the concealer. This is pretty much the only shade you can use to set your eyelid. This shade definitely has more of a pink kind of a hue to it, even though it doesn't look like that on the palette. One little tap with the same brush I used for my transition shade. I'm going to be applying it directly on the corners of my eye. Okay, moving on to the other eye. I'm going to do the same, tapping off the X's and applying it directly to the outer corner of my eye, dragging it a little bit up to define my crease, and from that, I know it kind of looks like a mess right now, but I'm going to be taking more of an angled brush, which is this one. It's more of a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a really good brush. It's probably one of my favorite brushes from Morphe. It definitely helps me get the perfect shade on my crease, perfect shape on my crease. So it's more like a fluffy angled eye brush. I'm going to be taking out more product to intensify a little bit more. So, talking about the shades right now, this shade does look true to color. It's more like a chocolatey with a reddish hue kind of color, kind of shade, I mean to say. I'm not sure if there's any harsh lines appearing on camera, but in person it looks quite subtle and it doesn't look harsh on my eyes at all. So I'm going to be trying to blend that out. Grabbing a clean brush, I'm going to be trying to blend everything nicely so there's no harsh lines. I'm going to be moving on to applying a little bit of more concealer to brighten in my inner corner, to try to use it as almost like a cut crease, but not really. I'm going to be, that fell. I'm not going to be using that anymore. So I'm going to be taking this concealer brush from Morphe. I was going to use pretty much a BH Cosmetics, one of my favorite blending, I guess not blending, what is it called, concealing brushes. It's really good. Either way, I'm going to be linking everything that I'm using down in the description box below. So I believe it's from the collection, like the 5-piece face makeup brushes from BH Cosmetics. It's like a really nice brush to use. This one's quite nice too, but that's probably my ultimate one. I'm going to use the same brush to set the concealer a little bit. That's pretty much how my eyes look right now. I'm going to be taking this brush right here that it's more of a angled or triangle, not really. It's more like, it goes up in some way. So I feel like it's super nice to use it for my inner corner. This shade is more of a sparkly shade. I like that I'm not seeing that much fallout due to the fact that it's more glitter than anything. It's not doing too much to my eyes, but I really like the pop of glitter that it's giving it to them. I'm going to be applying this shade with my finger to intensify it. It's more of a metallic gold, and it leaves me more of a kind of more of a pearl gold than an actual true gold, if you know what I mean. I'm going to be applying it to my other eye. One sad thing that I'm noticing in this palette is that there's really no highlighting shade besides that really shimmery one that I use, which is this one right here. But other than that, there's not really one that I can apply to my eyebrow bone or my inner corner in my eye. So I'm going to be using this camel tone shade to blend it between the dark brown shade that I used and the bright shimmery shade I use right now, because I feel like it's a really drastic change between the pearl goldish white shimmery shade and then the really dark one. So I'm going to try to settle it with this shade right here, tap off the X's and blend it in towards my outer corner. This one's more of a true gold. It's weird because it looks more of a bronzy shade here, but then you apply it and it looks a little bit more gold than bronzy. But overall, it's really nice. Tap off the X's. I'm going to be taking a little bit of that darker shade that I used previously to define my crease a little bit more without intensifying the look too much. We're trying to keep the eyes very, very simple in a way, but yet elegant, so it can go really nicely with the red lip that I'm about to apply. Slightly blending it up, just so there's not a harsh line in between. I'm going to be taking this brush right now and mixing everything together. I guess blending everything together. I'm going to try using foundation to fix the outer corners a little bit more. Please do not do this with a makeup remover wipe, because this is probably going to ruin your whole makeup. I always do the mistake of cleaning it off with makeup remover and then it leaves my outer corner super red and then makeup doesn't stick to it anymore. So to avoid that happening, I'm going to be applying the foundation just a tad bit on the outer corners. Taking the same brush and blending it a little bit down. I'm going to be tapping underneath my eyes because since I did apply concealer to my eyelids, there must have been, I guess, a little bit of creasing going on underneath my eyes. So the eyes are pretty much done. I'm going to be applying mascara after I curl them with this right here, the Revlon eyelash curler. Not the best one, but it's the only one I have on hand. So I'm going to be using it to curl my eyelashes really, really fast. I'm going to be using this super cute mascara. It's not the best one, like the gems are already falling because they're just sticked on there. But it's the Magic Nation mascara in black, I believe. I want to start with my bottom lashes and then move on to my top. Wow, I feel like I definitely elongated my bottom lashes a lot. Wow, I'm quite impressed. And it's like a true black. Try not to mess up. I feel like the wand, oh I blinked, I got a little bit underneath my eye. But I feel like the wand is a little bit big for my under eyes. I feel like it dries out, like the wand dries out really fast. Like I tried brushing or like applying it to my eyelashes and then there's no more product, or the product just won't apply. I really like the fact that it separates my eyelashes very evenly. So I'm going to move on to my top lashes. Oh my god, I just sneezed. Thank god the mascara didn't get everywhere. As for making my eyelashes look longer, it's a plus. It didn't really curl my lashes upward or anything. I don't know how you can see it on camera clearly, but I'm going to turn to the side. I'm not sure how well you can see if it made my eyelashes longer or not, but it's definitely a true black mascara. I did find myself applying, or I guess putting in the wand to get more product out because I feel like it would dry on the wand. Like, I was applying it and then all of a sudden I just felt like it was just brushing my eyelashes, and then I had to go in for more product. But overall, I think I quite like them. I'm going to be using the highlighting side of the dual stick to use it underneath my eyebrows and my inner corner. I'm going to move on to applying this Magic Nation lipstick. The packaging looks so luxurious from far away. But up close you can definitely see the imperfections of the packaging, but definitely A plus for effort, or however you say that. And the lipstick is a really pretty red. So that's pretty much how the lips turned out. So this is pretty much how the makeup turned out. I'm actually quite impressed. I really enjoyed all the products. First of all, the foundation, I really like it. Although at first I was quite skeptical when I was trying to purchase my correct foundation online. I definitely feel like it was a close match to my skin tone. It did not oxidize on me. It didn't go into my fine lines. It didn't cling to my dry patches. So I think this foundation is really nice. Secondly, I really enjoyed the concealer. It didn't set into my fine lines or anything. And it definitely didn't leave a white cast underneath my eyes. I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but in person it blended really nicely with the foundation. So I really like it. And it was really full coverage, like for redness and stuff like that. As for the dual little stick, I really enjoyed the bronzer side. It definitely melted into my skin beautifully. And for the highlighting shade, I don't really have much to say about it. Well, I actually do. First of all, if you're going to apply it directly to your cheek, it's going to leave more of a glittery, I guess, sheen than a brightening sheen or highlighting sheen. It's definitely really pretty for underneath your eyebrow, for your brow bone, and for your inner eye. I think it's really pretty because if I use eyeshadow underneath here, it kind of gets really messy and blends into my concealer. So I really like this to settle it into my inner corner. I really like the blush. First of all, the packaging is super high quality and the coral shade blends into my golden skin tone, honestly, really nicely. As for the eyebrow pencil, I did really like the high quality spoolie. I definitely like the shape of the eyebrow pencil. For this part, I definitely like that it tinted my eyebrow a little bit more. But I guess from all the products that I've mentioned so far, this would probably be the one that I probably won't be gravitating towards. Moving on to the powder. I did enjoy this powder. It definitely set really nicely on my skin, didn't cling to my dry patches, but this is the only problem I have with Shein products. Like on the packaging, they look like super pink or dark, but once you apply it, like you saw, it looked like super white. So that's kind of the only thing that is kind of throwing me off about all this. Moving on to the eyeshadow palette, I think it's a really nice eyeshadow palette. The colors are definitely buildable, As for the lipstick, I did enjoy the lipstick. As for the mascara, I really liked that it was a true black and it elongated my lashes. And that's pretty much all the products. We're not missing any of them. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell notifications, like this video, and comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, I'm Roselyn Offic, and watch my previous video that's going to be linked here in the cards above. Bye! And I still